All right, thank you for joining. Today I wanted to go ahead and take a look at render. This is a request from one of the viewers, so I will go ahead and chart it. Just like I said before, leave a comment in the video of a project you would like to see me chart, and I will try to chart it within 24 hours. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. Now, personally, I do have render on the Binance chart, but for this video specifically, I will go to the MEXC chart, right? And I'm doing that just because there is a lot more price history with this project. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in. So as you can see, what I did right away was I am looking at this from a macro perspective just to see where some of the possible targets will be during this next bull run. And for now, what I can say is we do have a one-to-one extension from the highs to the lows coming in at around $17, which seems like a very feasible task for render, which would be pretty much a double up from where the price is currently, right? So as you can see, what I'd like to show you is if we were to go ahead and pull the lows to the highs, we go ahead and drag that up to here, and that's how you get that target, right? Around $17 away. Now, will price get there? I do think so. I don't know how long it will take. It could take a few months, could take a year and a half. We can get something like this happen. Who knows, right? Or maybe if things get really parabolic, things just go straight up, and then we hit it in a few months. But I wanted to also go ahead and pull the fib, the trend-based fib extension tool, just to see what other confluences we might have. Let's go ahead and pull this. We have a low here to the high. We'll pull it down to this low right around there. And as you can see, this does line up very nicely. We also have a 1618 extension at around $13, which I believe should be pretty accurate because as you can see, let's see here. I believe I did pull this earlier, and price is respecting this level currently pretty accurately, right? So we got a very nice touch of this 786 trend-based fib extension, and to be honest, based on the way how price action is looking, we have the previous highs at around $8.7 away. All right, it's $8.77 away. And from the current prices, you're looking at a 20% increase in price. Now let's go ahead and see if there are any more trends that we can pull. This has been a very bullish project, right? As you can see, we had pretty much like a bull flag pattern that played out here. Price broke out, continued higher, right? It's just been breaking out of these bull flags non-stop. Same thing here. Price broke out. And continued higher. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that in the background, but somebody's car just broke down, so tow truck is taking care of that. But anyway, yeah, back to the charts. So as you can see, we are bouncing off the 786. It looks like price does want to take out these highs, which is more than likely where most of the liquidity is, in my opinion, would be right above these highs. So I would expect to see price move up, take these highs, possibly backtest this as resistance and come back down. So right here would be a decent area to enter a short trade. And like always, this is not financial advice, right? But there would be a great area to enter a short trade. And then when it comes to a long, right here, it does seem like a great area to enter a long. You can place your stop losses below this wick right here, about 5% away, so you would need to manage your position size, but the risk reward is still pretty decent because your target is still 20% away, right? So it's almost a 4-to-1 return, right? RR, risk reward return. Now I believe if we were to go ahead and try to pull some other trends. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. All right, so realistically, you have this trend here. You also do have another trend here, price getting a little bit more parabolic. And then there is another trend here as well, right? Now, the way how Bitcoin is currently looking, if we go to the Bitcoin chart, does look a little bit bullish, but if we go back to this, you can see it is coming up to resistance, right? You have the value area low and this diagonal trend line. If we can break through this, then yes, I do believe render is going to go all the way back up. All right, let's go ahead and pull that side by side for you. All right, so if we do get the price action, which I was explaining before, I would expect render to go back up and test these highs, taking liquidity before moving down lower. But it all comes down to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does get rejected here and starts to move lower, then I would actually expect render to come down a little bit, possibly touch this trend line here before continuing higher. Now, if that's the case, then yes, right here would be the best place to enter long. Your stop loss would be a little bit more tight. You know, right here is the open and close for the, I think it's the 4 hour as well, right? So this is the 4 hour open close. Didn't really get respected as resistance, but that's where I'd feel more safe to put a stop loss. Like, yes, you can go all the way down here, but who wants a stop loss that's 13% away? You know, you want to keep it tight in validation. Right below the open is about 2 to 3% risk, which is not the worst. And then your risk reward becomes a lot better because now you're looking at a 31% gain in price. But as of right now, this is a very respected level. As you can see on the 4 hour time frame, it tapped the 786 and is now trading in the bullish direction. So next target's definitely 8.7. It looks like it will happen, and it looks like it'll happen sooner than later. There's nothing but higher lows and higher highs, bullish price action all the way through. And when it comes to more macro outlook and things, after pulling the fibs, which is pretty much respected, right? So if I was to go ahead and hide this, you'll see that that 786 that the price is bouncing off of did disappear. So let's go ahead and bring that back. So that is a very respected level. And if that's the case, then I do expect the other fib levels to also have the same level of respect. So from the current price, if we do break out of these all-time highs, I would expect to see at least another 92% gain to this Fibonacci level right here. And then if that breaks out, then, you know, we can just go ahead and then start to move and target higher prices around $17, right? But for now, the closest target will be the previous highs, about 25% away, which is very possible. It looks like that's exactly where it would want to go. If that breaks out and price flips that resistance into support, then we're going to target that $13 range, right? Now, a pullback could definitely happen, and like I said, if we do get a pullback and it's not too aggressive, then right here around $6.50 would be a nice area to enter it along. But this is a stronger support resistance right down here, right? So if we do get a pullback and price happens to fall back within this range here, then the area that you'd want to enter a long would be down here, right? Because as you can see, this was resistance back tested as support twice, right? Before coming higher. So a little price action like this seems more probable. And then you're looking at entering a long position right there, right? So like I said, just to recap before I end this video here, great area to long currently. Place your stop losses below the low, right? Targeting 20% higher, 8.7%. If we flip that into support, the next target would be the $14 fib extension above. If we do get rejected or we cannot sustain this support zone, I would look to enter a long either on this trend line, because this project has been respecting trend lines a lot. So a bounce here seems very possible too as well for another long setup. And if that fails, we look to long down here at around 5.5, well, pretty much $6, right? Targeting still higher prices above. So from current prices, 20% gain. If we do get a drop down to the trend line, that gain turns into 30%. Target is still the same. This is pretty much a bull market. And then if we get a sell off down to here and you enter around here, same target, but now you're looking at a 50% gain. 50%, right? With a little bit of patience, that can definitely play out. So that's pretty much it for Render. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below any other projects you'd like to see me chart. I am bullish on this project. I don't see any signs of weakness currently. And follow me on X once again. Like, subscribe, follow me on TradingView, and have a beautiful weekend. And thank you for watching.